Hey y'all, what's going on? It's Athena Amoeba, and this is the update video for week 23. I honestly cannot believe it. It's half a year. It's almost going to be half a year since I started posting and uploading these videos, so thank you so much to those of you who are coming along, joining me on this path. It's just mind-blowing to me, and looking back, I feel like I've come a long way and I have a long way to go, so let's go. I'm really excited about where we're gonna end up in the next year, because so much can happen in a month, so much can happen in a year, so I'm excited to take this adventure with you all. So what has been happening for the last week? What has been happening for the last month, really? So in summary, there's a couple of things that have really been key factors in the last month and week. So for the entire month of November, which is basically over now, I've put so much of my time and energy, basically all of my free time and energy, into learning about online marketing, into learning about e-commerce, and building an online store. That's really been the main thing that I've been doing. And you can check out that store, which is live now, at dreamhalls.co. And you'll see it here, dreamhalls.co. We have some pretty awesome things on there, if I do say so myself. So check it out, and if you would like a chance to win $50 worth of free stuff from my online shop, follow us on Instagram. We are Dreamhalls, just like it's spelled in the URL, Dreamhalls, and all you have to do is 1, follow us, 2, post a post on your page with a photo that represents your dream. So what is your dream? What do you want to do? What do you want to be? What do you want to create in the world? What is your dream? Depict it in a photo, and then write a little description about it, and tag us, Dreamhalls, and then use the hashtag DreamHallsGiveaway, and then tag a friend and ask them to participate too. Now the reason that I'm doing this challenge specifically is, well, 2 reasons. 1, to give folks the opportunity to win $50 worth of really awesome stuff. But 2, I love hearing about people's stories, people's dreams. You know, it inspires me to hear about what other folks are dreaming of, hoping for, aspiring to be. And so that's why I'm really interested in this, it's not a challenge really, but in this giveaway, I suppose, as well, and the participatory aspect of it, because I want to hear about your dreams. So participate and you will get a chance to win $50 worth of very awesome stuff of your choosing, because you will get a gift card so you can go into the store, pick out $50 worth, and by that point there's going to be no shipping costs, so you won't have to worry about that. Just pick out $50 worth of merchandise. So yeah, that's what I've been putting all of my time and energy into, and I have learned a lot. I really have learned a lot. I have so much more to learn. Oh my gosh. So much more to learn. But in the short, last 3 weeks, I can't tell you, I've learned about things that I didn't even know anything about at all. So it's pretty amazing. I've learned about different platforms. I've started to learn about advertising, which again, I knew nothing about. And if you're interested in that, let me know. Leave a comment below and let me know what aspect you're particularly interested in, and I could share some of the information, because I will say in the last 3 weeks I was following a guide, and even though I was following someone else's guide on how to create a store and how to get into online marketing and stuff, there are some mistakes that I made that I wish I had known better, but that's how we learn, right? But I have some information and tips, things that I would do differently if I would start over. So if anyone out there is interested in starting your own online store, if you're interested in learning about marketing, let me know and I will share what I learned, because there are definitely a couple of things that weren't said that it could have spared me a little bit of money, to be honest, because I've invested my own money into creating this, and really you don't need much, but you do need something. It's not like you can have nothing and start the store, start your own online store. But that being said, it's it's a pretty awesome opportunity to learn at a pretty minimal cost. So let me know if you're interested in learning more about that. That's been taking up majority of my time, and I just launched the store. So now I think I'm going to be putting my focus into, still the store, but now I'm really also interested in using some of the tools that I've gained over the last month to follow what I'm passionate about, which is really personal development, personal transformation, and supporting others in their journeys, right? So it's one thing to transform yourself, which I'm definitely still in the process of, but I want to be able to support others in doing that as well. And something that I've been doing for the last 13 years is reading tarot cards. And I know I haven't really brought that up before on this channel, and that's because I guess I was trying to keep it separate. I used to have an old channel where I read tarot cards, but that channel wasn't strictly tarot cards, it was just one of the things I did on there. That being said, I think one of the reasons I've kind of distanced myself from tarot cards over the last year is because, long story short, I've brought this up a couple times, so I will, I swear at some point I'll stop talking about it, but it's just so relevant in my life. Long story short, for those of you who know, for those of you who don't know, I've been working with nonprofits for the last 7 years, and it's been very rewarding work, but it's also been very grueling and not so financially beneficial work. Basically, it's a shit ton of work that is very meaningful, but it also doesn't pay very well at all. So I've gotten myself into financial trouble doing the work that I've been doing in the last couple of years. It's also very toxic work. There's a lot of nonprofits that for whatever reason have a very toxic environment, and I don't know if that's exclusive to nonprofits or if it's just working environments in general can tend to be very toxic. Whenever some people get into positions of power, they can power trip and just all sorts of wild craziness. Actually, the nonprofit that I worked for a year and a half, from 2014 to 2015, or 2013 to 2015, was a crazy experience. It was like beyond, it was beyond just long working hours and okay pay. It was an truly awful experience. And if anyone wants to know more about that, I can share that in kind of like a story time type of thing, but it was so awful. So I worked at this nonprofit for a year and a half, and I was living in DC at the time, which is very expensive. Let me put it to you this way: by the end of that whole experience, I was living out of the office, and I was living out of the office for I think a good 3 months. Oh my god, my feet fell asleep. For a good 3 months. And when I came out of that, I was done. Like, I did not want to live anymore. I was exhausted emotionally, physically, spiritually, all the ways you could be exhausted. I was really depressed. I felt really hopeless. I felt like I had put so much time and energy and effort into something and got nothing back out of it because I didn't even leave with a good reference. It was just such a terrible experience. And so I turned to tarot cards. I turned to tarot cards because I had been reading them since I was 15, and I was 25 by then, so a good 10 years I'd been reading. And so I thought to myself, okay, I'm going to make this like my main source of income. I can do this. And I can do that, and I still believe that I could. But I think the way that I went about it was all wrong. I started reading for, I don't know if y'all ever remember Miss Cleo, but kind of like telemarketer, tarot readers basically, or just cubicle tarot readers. I don't know what you would call it, but basically I was working for like a big company, and they had a bunch of tarot readers, and people would call me up and I would read their tarot cards. Now the reason I didn't enjoy this was because I literally had clients who would call me every single day with the same question. Now I'm not going to say anyone's name due to privacy purposes, but I didn't feel good about it. I started reading tarot out of interest and also to gain insight into my life, to help others gain insight into their lives. But what I was experiencing was more of like an addiction folks were calling, they were like addicted to asking these questions. And more than anything, they were addicted to not claiming the power in their life. It was like they wanted somebody to tell them everything was going to work out the way that they wanted. It was like they wanted to hear that their life was magically going to change without them having to change anything. And they would call every day, and every day I would try to suggest, well, have you tried shifting your point of view on this perspective or whatever, or I would offer like what they might be doing to add to that situation, and they didn't want to hear it, right? So long story short, reading for people over the last couple of years, really, I didn't enjoy it because I used to read for myself and for friends, for fun and for healing purposes and all that kind of thing. But when I started reading for money, it created an environment that I didn't really like. And this is not to say anything negative about anyone else who reads tarot cards for money. I highly respect it. I still go to others sometimes because even though I read my own cards, sometimes you just want a different perspective and to get out of your own head, right? So, wait, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so I didn't like the vibe that reading for money brought, because I got a lot of people who weren't interested in claiming their own power. They were interested in somebody telling them that some magical pill was going to come along and help them change everything. And don't get me wrong, that wasn't everybody by any means, but it was enough people that I wasn't interested in doing it anymore. Now though, I'm interested in getting back into tarot seriously because it's still a part of my life. I still read it regularly for myself. And now I'm figuring out a new way to share tarot with folks without them depending on me. I want to help people discover their power using the tarot. And so I'm excited because I'm going to start having Tarot Tuesdays on here. And I will do weekly readings, but I'm also going to start sharing how you can use the tarot in your life to analyze your life and to reflect on your life, which are really key, critical things that you need to do in order to change your life. If you're not analyzing what's going on, if you're not reflecting on your life or what's going on, there's no growth for change, right? Like, you have to be able to see what's there in order to see how it could possibly transform and be different. And yeah, so I'm excited about that. That's something that I want to pursue, that I will be pursuing using the tools that I've been learning over the last month. And so I'm excited. I'm excited to have Tarot Tuesday and share that with you all. And I'm excited to just learn and keep growing in all the ways, doing all the things. So yeah, that's pretty much it. The last thing I'll say is that I've realized what a state of lack I still have mentally. Mentally, I really, man, like, I don't want to say that I focus on negative. I think I am positive and uplifting a lot, but it's like, for me personally, I'm just in this state of lack, like the state of fear. I feel like I've let fear run my life for so long. And when you're approaching any subject, any one subject is two subjects. And if you listen to Abraham Hicks, you know that. Abraham Hicks, that's where I got this idea from, that every subject is two subjects. It's like the positive of that subject and the negative of that subject. It's your negative expectation about that subject and your positive expectation about that subject. And maybe there's like a whole spectrum of these things in between, right? But I'm really realizing I do tend to dwell on the lack side, and it's not on purpose. I think I really do try to focus on the positive, but when it comes to me especially, and how I see myself and feel about myself, I'm on the lack side, and I have a lot of fear and I have a lot of doubt, and that's something I still need to work on, and I've been realizing it. It's a very painful realization, especially when you felt like you've been doing good and working hard at it, and you realize I still have a lot of work to do, but I guess realizing it is okay, because that means that you can do something about it. So that's where I'm at. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking. You all are amazing. Check out dreamhalls.co and participate in the Instagram giveaway if you want $50 of awesome stuff. Until next time, y'all, much love.